Hi, welcome to the Digimasters channel for all your Digimon content. Today I'll be going over the fourth round of the EU regionals with my D-Brigade army. We are actually playing against the deck that won the tournament, so it's Green-Yellow Rookie Rush, a match that I didn't test for and didn't know how to handle. So let's see if my Alteress is good enough against all those rookies. Please note that these matches are edited after recording, so thinking time, judge calls and other non-interesting stuff has been cut for your enjoyment. Enjoy! So my opponent gets to start. First I was thinking, oh no, this is a Yellow Lord Nightmon, which is very scary. And yeah, still thinking it. Because the Tyramon is played in every yellow deck, so I didn't think of Rookie Rush at this moment yet. But doesn't matter on the start, I'll do the same. Playing against Rookie Rush or play against Yellow Lord Nightmon, just play Commander Mons. Give my opponent as little memory as possible, and giving the one is perfect, so they can spam a board full of rookies. So the Tyramon is the strongest Digimon Rookie Rush plays with a 6k. And like I said, he can only play one Digimon, putting me at 1 as well. And this is perfect. Of course, I'll swing with my Boss Commandermon, hoping it dies and it plays another one. There's the puppet. That's actually the strongest Digimon Rookie Rush plays. And I whiff on the Commandermon, which are really pity against Rookie Rush. I want to play one for free, Digivolve them in blockers as much as possible. And here I have a blocker, putting my opponent back to 1. And I'm a bit in an advantage, because I already checked the security and I have a blocker on the field of 6k, so you can block all attacks. What we actually want to do against Rookie Rush is play tie as fast as possible, so we always start with 3 memory. And then start again with playing a lot of blockers. They are getting plus 1k from tie, so they survive everything, even the Tyramon. And then Rookie Rush will probably build their board, build 6, 7, 8, 9 attackers to get over all your blockers and win the game in 1 turn. But that's where we can block their attacks, have some D-Brigades die, and play the Darkermon Alteress combo in 1 turn. And bring Rookie Rush back to 0 with you having a board. So here's part 1 of my plan, playing the tie. Also the ultimate flare is very nice against Rookie Rush. The wipes their board totally. Except if they have multiple Tyramon on the field, but that doesn't happen that much. Also with the 3 memory starts, I can play the blocker Commandermon and put my opponent to 1. Falco, and here comes a little misplay of my opponent, played the Starmon, and minus 6k on my Silzarmon, but because of the tie he lives, because now he's a 7k during my opponent's turn. So he forgot about the effect of tie. It's a bit pity for him, but lucky for us. It's also something that happens a lot, people forgetting the tie and miscalculating. And like I said, I want to play as much blockers as possible, forget about rushing for a bit. And I can play the Commandermon. Putting my opponent to 2 is a bit much, but now we have 3 blockers on the field against 6 attackers, 5 security left, so we should be safe for this turn at least. It's also a bit hard to get the D-Brigades in the trash yourself if your opponent doesn't attack and Rookie Rush doesn't want to attack till they can win the game. So in that regard, it's smart to attack actually. Because now I have only one D-Brigade in the trash. And yeah, for some reason my opponent starts attacking, which he shouldn't do. I think he wants to clear my field, because he was attacking into my Digimon and not in the security. But I can block almost all attack. Especially thanks to Tai. The attack Dynamon is strong enough to block a 5k rookie. So I want to block as much as possible, decimate his board. And if he then attacks into my Digimon, they get removed, but that's okay. Then they're in the trash, so my Darkramon is live. Now he swings into my Digimon again. He trades with a Dark Tyrannomon. I have two Deep-Graders in the trash. Swings into the Commandermon. That's 3. Yeah, he won't be attacking here because then he only loses his Digimon and I don't lose mine because, again, of Tai. It's a bit tempting to swing into the Auroramon here, but we want the blocker to stay active so we can block during his turn. And here we, as said, start 3 memory, play 4 cost Commandermon, a blocker, because we need some of them to die and go to the trash. Opponent swings, I can they reduce the cost of the Seals Ramon. Not to cost attack power with 1k thanks to the Pigmon. So I blocked with Commandermon and Commandermon is alive. Then he swings into the Commandermon. 6k, so if I would block with the Seals Ramon, it would die because it was minus 1000 of the Pigmon. So I chose to block because now I have enough in trash to activate the Dark Ramon. And my opponent did good work of decimating my field. He has 2 rookies on the field and I have nothing, which was part of his plan, which was needed to do. Here I can swing with Commandermon. Yeah. The best part would he dies and becomes a blocker Commandermon. But I whiff again. So, like I said, I can now play the Darkramon, put some blockers back on top of my deck. Should also be in that order, in the blockers first. Yeah, level 4 on top of it so I can Digivolve. Of course, depending on what I do, if I go in Alteress, it's okay like this. If I go into the Sword, it's also okay like this because I draw the blocker and then trash the higher blockers. But Sword is better, Alteress is better of course. I decimate his field and now he has nothing on the field. And now I'm in advantage again. I gave him 6 memory though, which is a lot. He can play like 3 or 4 rookies in 1 turn. But yeah, he didn't have those anymore because most are deleted already, so he has to use the Bushi, which costs 5, which is a lot. It's almost all memory I gave him. Now I have the block commander one in my hand that I put on top, just to play another one, swing with the Alteres of course. I can take the Darkramon back for future turns. Now I can play the blocker Commandermon I put on top of my deck. can also play the 2-cost Commander Mon and play Caesar Mon, draw 1 more card, and have a bigger body on the field. So yeah, for now this is looking very good. I have 4 security left, my opponent only 1, and I have 2 attackers on the field with 1 in the raising. So it's pretty hard for him to win. Block the first attack. And I think it's over by my opponent. Even a Spiral Masquerade wouldn't be enough, because the Seals Armon is a 7k thanks to tie. And again, my opponent forgot the tie effect. It's a bit pity for him, and yeah, that was game. But even if the Spiral Masquerade worked, he just deleted the blocker and had 2 attackers on the field. So the second game, my opponent starts again. Now I know it's Rookie Rush. Start with a Lockmon and probably give me 2 or 3 memory. 2 memory just for the strong rookies, the 5k rookies with a 2 cost to play and 2 cost to digivolve. Only played in Rookie Rush. I have to digivolve in the big Commander Mon. And like I said, it's best to start with a tie. I didn't think I had any other Commander Mons to play as well, so playing a tie is good. Starting a 3 memory and my Digimon gets strong in the ring. My opponent's turn, which is very good against the Spiral Masquerade and the Starmons, and of course to block as well. My opponent started attacking, put some D-Brigade into my trash. It's already to my trash, perfect. Of course you would like my opponent's attacks to die as well, but we can't have everything, of course. Race, and I thought, yeah, I'll swing into the Automamon of 5k, because was used to having the Commander Mon at 6k, but this was wrong. Digitama. So I just traded. I noticed a bit too late. And I didn't have any Commander on my hand, so just to hard play the Gardermon. But yeah, of course this is the best blocker. 7k, 8k thanks to tie, so we can survive all attacks. But of course, my opponent only needed 1 more Digimon on the field and a Spiral Masquerade to remove this one. And having the Gardermon in the trash doesn't do that much, except for a Omnimon's Ward later. But as I said, I didn't have any other things to do. Like I said, my opponent plays another Digimon, having 3 in the field, and minus 9k on a Gardermon. With 3 ties I would have survived, but yeah, we don't play 3 ties, so it's no issue. Like I said, I didn't have any Commander on my hand, just had to pay a lot. Just played some other blocker to even survive and give my opponent 3 memory to start his turn, which is way too much against Rookie Rush. But we have no other choice. He can play another Spiral Masquerade, he can swing. Yeah, puts a lot of pressure on me. And then my thought was I'll just block the first attack that's coming in, just to be sure it doesn't, the other one isn't deleted by any things. And here I'm very lucky to hit the Ultimate Flare my first check of the turn. So I can DGO the Terriermon and kill his whole field. Which is also a very nice card to have in a Rookie Rush format meta. So I think I'll be bumping up the Ultimate Flare to a 3 count instead of a 2 I have now. And my opponent rebuilds his board, playing some 2-cost rookies. Still I don't have a lot to do, so just have to play another blocker, Dark Tyremon. Without the tie, the Doctor Animal would be pretty useless because he dies to the attacks of my opponent. But now having 6k is really good because he can also block the strong attacks. And here is my opponent rebuilding his board again. Already trading lethal with what he have on the field because I have only 2 blockers and he has the Tsukamon in the raising zone. So I'll have to play the Commander Mon just to survive. That's why I didn't Digivolve in the raising zone, because I had needed it on the field, and if I Digivolve it and I can't block it yet, then I would have lost the game. You can't hope to hit another ultimate flare in the trash, of course. My opponent was swinging. I should have blocked this with a Doctor Animal. I don't know why I blocked with a Andromon. Because now yeah, I think he minused the Doctor Animal with the Pigmon on the first attack. So I especially should have blocked with the Doctor Animal on the first attack. I chose not to block here because, yeah, I wanted to block the Salmon with my Commander Mon. So my Commander Mon survives the hit. And this is looking really bad for me. Here comes that dreaded Puppet Mon. Now I need at least 2 blockers on the field. So Digivolving the Raising is area was a really bad move to do. This just hard played it for I have 1 blocker and hope to draw another blocker. I can go into the Darkramon to draw cards. Yeah, you see my hand now. I would have survived with playing the blocker on the field, and now I have lost because my opponent is an attack. I don't have any blockers. Otherwise, I should have had to survive 1 more turn. So that was a pretty big misplay of me. The last round I get to start, which is not a very good position for Commander Mon, because most of my Commander Mon are too expensive to play. I don't want to give my opponent that much memory. Even the 4-cost blocker is, yeah, it's the best thing I can do, but it's still way too much memory to give. The best thing is to have the 2-cost Commander Mon. Yeah, it's only a 4 in the deck, of course. Now my opponent can play some rookies, because had to give him 4 memory. And still already has a quite threatening board. And he plays the perfect game to give me only 1 memory. Yeah, just swing with the 6k, should survive almost anything. Now it would be perfect to have a blocker, but yeah, we don't have it, but the die is good as well. So now my command mon's at 3k and will survive a hit of the Salomon or the Lapmon. Yeah, my opponent is already at 3 security. Should be 4, looks like 3. Yeah, I took 1 of the Lapmon, so yeah, it's normally is on 3 memory, a security. So yeah, should have blocked the Salomon as well, even if he would have swung with a 5k. Now Spa Masquerade to lead the whole field, because the commander was 6k and the other was 2. And I can't even hedge because I didn't have any more commander on my hand, so I just give him a lot of memory, play the ultimate flare, and yeah, my opponent has the advantage again because he gets to start with a lot of memory and we both have empty fields. It's not a perfect position, but yeah, one of the only things I could do. The Bushi is good to see because it costs 5. And now it has to give me 3. Now I play the Darkramon, couldn't do that much other things, but the blocker on top because it's the most important to have. And my opponent goes to 4. Because yeah, the Darkramon costs 13 and I got 6 back from the 3 D-Brigade shaders. So still the advantage to my opponent, especially because I couldn't race. I can't block any of his swings right now. The Blinding Ray was a good call right now, because now you can play 2 more Digimon. Spiral Masquerade, my Darkramon to that, because otherwise I think I had an Alterez in my hand. And this is already, yeah, the end of the game. Because now, yeah, if the Blocker Commandermon was on top, I should have put another one on top, so I could race and Digivolve into the other one, draw the Blocker Commandermon and play it. Now, yeah, I actually have to play the Blocker to survive the next turn, because I only has 3 security left with his 4 attacks. So that was another mistake of me, sequencing. I didn't expect the Darkramon to die, of course. But you know, against Rookie Rush everything can happen, especially with Blinding Ray and Spiral Masquerade and the cheap Digimon. I chose to not block any attacks until the Pulsemon attacks, because they're the only one which my commander would survive. And sorry for all the viewers. This Cutimon survives. The Pulsemon will block. And it was, yeah, -1k with the first attack. There's the Alterez we would have liked to play this turn. Last turn. Yeah. Largemon gets removed. And yeah, not much to tell anymore. I have nothing on the field. I know my top deck it's a 5k Commandermon into a Tangermon, which isn't that good. I didn't have any blockers more in my hands. Yeah, as you can see, the Alterez 2 blockers and a Sword. So if the Darkramon had survived one more turn, I would have had a really good turn, because with the Alterez I could remove his whole field and gain the advantage again. But well played to my opponent. I would like to thank everyone for watching this video. Later rounds of the regionals will be uploaded later this week on this channel, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in seeing them. And I would also like to thank our sponsor, TCG Shop, for providing us the boxes and singles needed to participate in these tournaments. Be sure to check them out in the link in the description if you are interested in cheap Digimon boxes or singles. And I would love to see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!